Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about one of the biggest problems I find as a coach when I get people who come to me who are stalled, and this can be novices, this can be advanced lifters, it can be a lot of people I observe out there, is that people simply train too much. They do junk volume. And the problem we run into with the junk volume is both recovery and the lower quality of work. Now, we do know when quality of work gets lower, meaning your sets are not taken very close to failure, things like that. And I'm not saying we should be training to failure. I actually promote stopping just a little bit short. Maybe leaving one rep in reserve oftentimes, 1 to 2, and then if we really want to limit volume, getting right up to where our last rep is a little grindy on an exercise, meaning we start questioning in our head if we could do another rep. Okay, like you're not sure that you had another rep if you were to try it. Okay, no, that's 0 reps in reserve, right? And we know when you get further away from that, you need more volume. But the problem is people simply just come in and do way too much. They do way too much. And I want people to note that in this clip, everyone is a power lifter, right? Everyone involved here is a power lifter. We all compete. Me, the 2 clients you see in this video footage in the background, we all compete in powerlifting. We all have multiple meets under our belt. These are all current clients or myself. And while the training volumes vary a little bit among us, there's some general trends here. So you look at these lifters here and myself. Michelle, the woman you see in here, does the most training volume, probably out of any client I have. But she only lifts 4 days a week, right? She does conditioning throughout the week, but she only lifts 4 times a week. We still stay under 20 total sets per muscle group a week, right? That is kind of the upper threshold. Doug is quite a bit lower. I'm quite a bit lower. Okay? For us as male athletes, we can handle less volumes. And I think people need to remember that too. Women can actually handle a little more volume than men. This is what studies show. This is what the research shows. In the case of Doug and I, it's closer to 10 to 12 sets of muscle per week. Some muscles get a little less. Weak links get more. What do you mean weak links? Like in my case, triceps, right? Triceps, hamstrings, things like that. Those get a bit more. We push those up closer to 20. But most of the muscles are, about that 10 set range. Okay? So here's where I'm going to go with that. Let's say that for most people, your baseline is 10 to 12 quality sets per muscle per week. 10 to 12 sets. He's got people in here who are like trying to train 6 days a week. They're spending 2 hours in the gym. Well, how many total sets are you guys doing? Okay, the research shows that maximum growth can be seen as low as 8 sets a week. If sets are being taken to no reps in reserve, we're seeing cases of even as low as about 8 reps. 8 total sets in a week can achieve maximum hypertrophy in some cases. For people without perfect lifestyles or really serious weak points, even going over about 12 probably doesn't make sense. So let's step back and assess it. That means on average 10 sets. 10 sets. That's an hour 4 times a week. That's an hour. That's if we go off research. I'll give you guys examples. Let's say benching or whatever, right? So let's say we're averaging about 10 sets. 5 sets of chest presses twice a week. Okay? It could be a mix of bench, incline, dumbbells, whatever you want. Back work, another 5 sets. And then whatever smaller exercises. Some people might want to do some arms or delts or whatever afterwards. 5 total sets of pulling, 5 sets of chest pressing. Plus, a couple other smaller movements, whatever, to bring up weak links. Whether it's, delts, biceps. In my case, it's a ton of tricep work. I have to have a ton of tricep work. That's an hour. Okay, that's an hour for most people. Okay, assuming no supersets being done, you probably should superset a lot of your stuff. 3 minutes between sets. Let's say you're doing 10 total sets. That's 30 minutes plus whatever your small work is, warm-ups. It's an hour, twice a week for your whole upper body, lower body. Well, same thing. Let's say, let's keep it balanced. I don't do a lot of squat pattern stuff these days. I do mostly posterior chain. All right, 5 sets of anterior dominant, 5 sets of posterior dominant exercises. All right, let's assume we count deadlifts as a mix maybe, and you want to throw some extra stuff in. All right, base example, some sort of squat movement, 5 sets, some sort of deadlift movement or hip hinge, 5 sets. So squats, deadlifts, maybe put some good mornings in there. Okay. Do the math on that. For most people will get a really jacked lower body doing that. Notice I didn't say it had to be back squat. I didn't say it had to be conventional deadlift. 15 total sets for your lower body. 4 minutes to do each set. Let's say you have about 4 minutes total to complete each set. 15's a lot for lower body, by the way. It's an hour. 15 times 4, it's an hour, twice a week. Look at what I just broke down. That's 4 hours a week in the gym. 1 hour 4 times a week. What in the hell are people doing? What are they spending their time doing in the gym? That's 4 hours. Where are people coming up with 2 hours, 3-hour workouts, 6 days a week? What in the hell are you people doing? Because I promise you that the workouts I just described are going to be brutal. Okay? Going to be brutal. What do you mean? Let's say you do 3 sets of box squats, 2 sets of leg presses, 2 heavy sets of deadlifts, maybe RDO, good mornings, reverse hyper, stuff like that after. You do these as limit sets with pretty heavy weight, that's brutal. Do that twice a week, that's brutal. Especially if they're close to limit sets. Everything with, 1 rep in reserve, maybe 2 in some cases. Same thing with the upper body stuff I just described. You come and do 3 sets of serious bench pressing, 2 sets of incline, a couple different types of rows or pull-ups or whatever for another 5 total sets, and a couple small exercises. That's brutal. If you're doing all those big movements close to limit sets and then you're getting pumps and chasing almost failure or even failure with the little small exercises. There's no way people are training that hard and spending 2 or 3 hours in the gym and then coming back 5-6 days in a row. They're not training hard. They can't be. You wouldn't be able to handle it. So in other words, guys, quit goofing off. Quit goofing off. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.